Alright, so a while back I did my non-comic Suicide Squad lineup, and kudos to Mount Vernon Kid for coming up with his own lineup. You can check that out. That just came out today, yesterday as of this recording, excuse me. And someone in my comment section, when I did the, I can't remember who, but when I did my non-comic Suicide Squad lineup, someone suggested to me, hey, how about you do Guardians of the Galaxy? And I kind of thought about it. I was like, I don't know if I want to do another one because team building's really hard. And then it kind of festered in my head, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. So, anyway, yeah, this is going to be my non-comic Suicide Squad lineup, and this team will feature absolutely no comic book characters, as in no Marvel, no DC, no nothing. So you're going to see characters from video games, cartoons, whatever. Everything that ain't comics, basically. So, as with Guardians of the Galaxy, it's a 5-man team, so we're going to go 5-man, starting off with the leader, which is, you can see right here, Space Ghost. Yeah, Space Ghost would be totally the leader of my Guardians of the Galaxy. The dude is a born leader. He is also, you know, this very level-headed character. You know, the dude can punch an asteroid. He can, you know, those wristbands of his can give him all those different abilities. I think he would make a really good leader. I think he would be able to keep the team, especially this kind of team I put together. I think he would be a good glue for this group of you know, this ragtag group of heroes together and defending the universe. You know, these guys. You know, he would definitely be the guy who could, you know, keep them all from killing each other, more or less. So with a Space Ghost, you know, they could even use his you know, the Phantom Planet as their HQ, and Jan and Jace can go off and do something else. Screw Jan and Jace, that monkey. Anyway, so yeah, Space Ghost as the leader of the team. Following that is Garrus Vicarian from the hit game Mass Effect, one of my personal favorite games. Garrus would definitely be on this team as, like, the foot soldier and the sharpshooter. He is definitely the guy who would be... I wouldn't say he's the most powerful member of the team, but he would be the guy who would be on the ground giving cover fire to the rest of the other members of this team. He would also be the one who would be kind of like doing, putting up all these tactics together on the ground. Like, there is a member of this team who works kind of like the brains, but I kind of see Garrus more as the guy. He sees everything from a soldier's perspective. He's the ground tactical guy. When they're on the ground, he's the guy who's coming up with all the plans right on the fly, and while there is a brains of the outfit, he's the one who's doing all the strategy, and he's also providing cover fire for the rest of his team. And I could also see that Garrus would probably... I could actually see Garrus as second in command of this team. He would, you know, next to Space Ghost, Garrus would be this very level-headed, very, you know, easygoing kind of character, and I think he would also be the one who would be stopping fights between several of the characters. He would definitely be coming in between most of them and be like, hey, guys, seriously, you gotta cut this shit out because it's redonkulous. Among other things, like I said, Garrus would be the guy who would also... I think he would also be the one who would, like, be the scout of the team. Garrus would definitely be the one they would send in first, you know, assess the situation, maybe take out a few guards and be like, okay, guys, it's clear, you know, you can move in and do your thing now. So, absolutely Garrus on this team. Following that is Asajj Ventress. Yeah, Ventress would be on this team of this version of Guardians of the Galaxy. Why Ventress? Ventress would definitely not only be the stealth member of the team, she would also, I could definitely see her serve as the team's, yeah, pretty much the team's wild card. She would be the one that would be, you know, the one everyone else on this team would be like, can we trust her? You know, can we keep her, you know, under control or something like that? Now, Ventress is kind of walking that line of good and evil, and she's more or less a bounty hunter in the new continuity of Star Wars. But with this, I could see that, you know, I could probably see that Space Ghost would probably see a lot of good in her, or see the potential of good in her, and be like, look, I can turn you loose, and you could be a force for good in these times of crisis. And I need someone who can go in, take out a bunch of people, and get out fast. and that's pretty much what Ventress would be doing. She would, like I said, she would be the stealth member of the team. They would send her in with Garrus giving her cover, or, you know, being her spotter, and she'd be the one. They would have her sneak in, use the Force, kill a few guys breaking into a building, chop them up with her lightsabers. Ventress would be the, you know, the quintessential member who would just be like, she goes in first, she takes care of most of the problems, and gets the rest of the team in and out, while Garrus is in there telling her, hey, you got 2 guys on the front, I see him, boom, Force push. So, with that being said, I think Ventress would be walking that line of, Ventress would be walking that line of, she's still got that darkness inside of her, and she was a Sith apprentice for a while. Not to mention, she's got some very dangerous weapons that could probably cut through Space Ghost's shield. Not to mention a few other things on this team. And yeah, she would be closely watched by the rest of her team. She would definitely be under a lot of scrutiny as well on this team. So she would have to definitely prove herself, but if anyone's causing a lot of trouble, it's definitely her, more or less. So yeah, Ventress on this Guardians of the Galaxy. Up next is Princess Bubblegum from Adventure Time. Now you're probably thinking, now, hold up, DPZ, why her? Well, as more or less, I think with Bubblegum, is that she's actually done space travel, so maybe you could have it that she joins this team to make sure that her kingdom is safe from any space threats. Got a little lisp there. But yeah, any space threats to the universe, or to her world, and would be joining them. And obviously, yeah, she would be the brains of the outfit. She would be the one coming up with all the wacky tech, all the, you know, machinery, and and everything else that came with it. She would be the one who would be giving all the tactical data, and keep in mind, guys, she can actually fight, you know. Bubblegum can fight. We've seen her hold her own against Flame Princess, for God's sakes. So, you know, she would be a valuable member, but I see her more as hanging back on the ship and telling everybody, okay, you know, you got these defenses here, you've got these here, but she wouldn't be like with Garrus, who would be on the ground giving tactical assistance. She would be the one who would be scanning everything, keeping everyone safe, and being the Overwatch. But I do see her coming on the ground, being on ground detail as well for, you know, assistance in that regard. So yeah, Princess Bubblegum on the Guardians of the Galaxy. Yep. And finally, for the team's muscle, Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z. Yep, he would be the absolute muscle of this team. When there is a armada of ships coming towards coming towards the Phantom Planet or something of that nature, Space Ghost would be like, okay, Piccolo, you're up. I also see that Piccolo would be also another cool head in the team. If anything, I think Ventress would be picking fights with everyone, and Bubblegum, out of everyone else, would be the one most distrusting of her. Garrus as well, probably. But Piccolo would be the one keeping a cool head and probably keeping the most eye on Ventress. Like, in case Ventress ever actually went, you know, AWOL, Piccolo would be right there to be the one to take her out. I also think with Piccolo is that even though he's powerful, he's not like one of the most powerful beings out there. And again, I think Piccolo is very, I think he can handle taking orders from someone like Space Ghost. I think he would be very agreeable in that sense. And I could even see him giving his hand in helping out in assessing situations or helping battle plans, something of that nature as well. So with Piccolo, but yeah, when the shit gets really big, Piccolo would come in, smash everything, and move on from there. So that's pretty much the my Guardians of the Galaxy lineup. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. This was a lot of fun to make. I had also, another thing is that there were I wanted to keep it 5, just like the current Guardians of the Galaxy lineup. Well, at least the main from the movie lineup. I know they have Flash and Carol are on the team now, but man, there are just so many characters on here, and this team actually went through so many changes. The only ones that stayed on were really Garrus and Ventress. There were so many changes, but those two stayed the most constant. So yeah, if you could, so let me ask you guys, if you could create a 5-man team for Guardians of the Galaxy, who would be on it? And, you know, non-comic, mind you. You know, what non-comic characters would be on your Guardians of the Galaxy team? Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.